Hi everyone, this is Catherine from Keto Kitchen Corner. I've had a few people ask me, do I have to calculate everything if I want to lose the weight? And I say to them, look, it depends on your personality. Some people want to do like the lazy keto, some people want to track their macronutrients. So that's your fats, your carbohydrates, and protein. I think if you're the kind of person who's really ambitious and you want to get to that goal and lose your weight, it's a good idea to use a keto calculator. So you can keep track of everything and you know where your target goal is, so you can achieve your goals. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't like calculating numbers, you don't like tracking things, but you'd rather do it in a more natural way, to say, like a lazy keto. I call that intuitive keto, so you can kind of listen to your body when you think it's getting full. That's fine too. If the thought of using a calculator turns you off, that's fine. But I think in the beginning, when you're trying to learn how much carbs are in certain foods, how much proteins, how much fats are in certain foods, it's probably to use a keto calculator. I haven't used one myself, but it's been a long journey for me and I've lost the weight through the years. But if you want to fast track it, go ahead, use the keto calculator. And I've actually found one that's been mentioned a couple of times, so I thought I'd show you how to use that, and so you can count everything. And it's very easy, user-friendly, so and some bits. Hi, sorry, the internet cut off. Okay, so I was about to show you what the keto calculator looks like. I'm just going to switch the camera around so you can see what's on my computer screen. So this is the place that you want to get to. It's called keto-calculator.anchorl, that's an L, not an I, .com. And it takes you to this website, and you can enter firstly your sex, weight, height, or your statistics, and it uses a basic algorithm to calculate the BMR, which is your basic metabolic rate. Okay, so this BMR that the website has calculated for me, that's what I would be using just to survive if I wasn't doing much, resting. Then you can choose, so whether you are very active in your job or whether you work out 6 to 7 days a week, you can choose what you like. My job is probably between the first one and the second one. So to be on the more conservative side, I chose sedentary. And then it'll calculate how much calories you would use. Your body fat. Now when it comes to how much body fat you have, this is interesting. This is more of a visual. So it says, if you read the instructions, you can actually, there are ways of measuring your body fat accurately, or you can go by pictures. So I clicked on this link that says comparison pictures, and it takes you to this site, and you can see comparison of what you think you look like. Okay, now you have to be really honest here. You probably want to look like this, but you may look like one of these instead. So be really honest with yourself. I've chosen somewhere between 25 and 30% for me. Men have different kinds of different pictures. Okay, so you can choose what you honestly think you are, because the more honest you be, the more accurate and the calculations would be. Okay, and you go back to the keto calculator. So where is it? In the fat section, I've chosen about 27% body fat. Okay, and after you input that, now how much carbs you eat. So the recommendation is below 50 grams of net carbs. Now I try to keep it at 20 for optimal, but you know, if you aim for 20. Okay, so I've calculated 25 grams of daily net carbs is what I'm aiming for. Ideally below 50. I like to set myself to 20, 25, round about there, because if you stray a little bit, at least you'll still achieve that below 50. Then there's recommendations. Make sure you get your carbs from vegetables, 10 to 15 grams, nuts and seeds, and fruits, 5 to 10 grams. So fruits is mentioned, so don't forget, just because it's keto doesn't mean you can't have any fruit. The best fruits are usually the ones high in antioxidants, you know, the berries, okay? So, and there's a little tip in there as well about reading food labels. So European food labels generally show net carbs. America shows total carbs. Australia also has the fiber taken into account already, so it's net carbs. How much protein I should eat? Okay. Depends on how much exercise you do as well. So obviously the more exercise you do, you're allowed more protein because you don't want to lose your muscles. Last thing you want is muscular atrophy. You don't want your muscles dying and shrinking. And you don't want to go into fatigue. I'm so sorry. My internet is playing with me. Okay, so I've chosen my carbs and my protein. They're set. And how much fat I should eat depends on my stomach. So there's a little bit of intuitive eating here, because you can choose how much fat you want to eat so that you'll be in deficit with your calories, right? So for example, in my example, lowest intake I can get is 53% deficit, and maintenance obviously is 0% deficit. So if you want to lose a bit of weight, I've chosen 20. 20 is considered here as moderate deficit, fast weight loss with moderate difficulty. So you can be conservative and you can change that to 10% if you like. But just remember, the harder, the more you lose the calories faster, the harder it is to maintain. So you want to make sure that you don't lose too much, so you're consistent and you can achieve your weight loss goals. So this is my summary, right? So if I want to lose the weight at 20% deficit, I need to get 25 grams of carbs, 65 grams of protein, 81 grams of fat. Now, I'm going to switch the camera around. So that's the calculator. For a beginner, that's a good start. After you calculate... Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so that's a good start for a beginner to go by with numbers. After that, you need to get to know your foods. So what foods contain how many grams of carbs and fats and protein. So that could be another video later on. And but that's a first guide to start losing weight with the keto diet. So calculate your numbers and then get to know your foods. And once you're on your journey and you start losing the weight, you can probably relax a little bit with the calculator. I hope you find this video useful. For some of you who've never done it before, I do know that there are people out there who don't use a calculator and want to know how. So that was just a quick guide. Explore the website, you know, and you use the other links that they put in there. If you like this video, please share and like, and